Hi everybody, this is Alchemist2 and I'm back again with another movie review. Recently I watched the independent film The Way Back. I don't know if you can see the cover. And check out the cast. This cast is absolutely sensational. It is nothing short of incredible. Of course you can see here it was a 2013 Sundance Film Award, which it definitely deserves, but it's about a family, well actually they're a broken family, and the youngest boy, Duncan, he travels along with his eldest sister, his mother, and their boyfriend, and her boyfriend, Trent. And Trent's the one driving the car, and he just is a pompous jerk the whole time. He's a douchebag. I mean, there's no other way to say it, I'm sorry. He puts Duncan down at every possible point that he can. At one point in time, when they're on their way to wherever it is they're going, I'm not sure where it is. It's somewhere that has a water park, so it could be anywhere. He says, "Hey buddy, what are you on a scale of 1 to 10? Where do you see yourself?" And of course Duncan says, "Well, I think of myself as a 6." At first he says, I don't know. He says, no buddy, I can't hear you. You got to be a little bit louder. He's just a bastard. And then Trent says, "You know what? I think you're 3. Because according to your mother, you don't really do anything, and you don't have much of a life outside of yada 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 yada." I'm like, come on. Anyway, Steve Carell plays this part absolutely beautifully, and at first, you love to hate him, you want to slap him, you want to choke him, you want to throttle him, you want to just hurt him, you want to see the worst happen to this guy. You think, yeah, let's see how innocent you really are. Let's see if you really say what you mean and mean what you say, and walk your walk and talk your talk. Interestingly enough, they get together with friends of Pam's family. Pam's the mother, and of course there's a woman next door named Betty, and Betty had cancer at one point in time, so I think she wears a wig or something, and she's blotto all the time, and she's got a son named Peter, whom they were going to name Duncan because of of her ex-husband is gone and everything in California. Pam's ex-husband, I should say. And Peter has strabismus or exop. No, he has exopia. One of his eyes faces the opposite direction. It faces toward the wall, which is known as walleye. And his mother Betty forces him to wear an eye patch, and it's like, you don't know where to look. I keep telling people, look toward the edge of his nose, and you won't get distracted. And I thought, good Lord, these parents don't know how to parent. And it just reveals this whole lack of responsibility and how teenagers really think and what they think parenting is. And of course Susanna, whose mother is Joan, whom Trent was actually seen, and that actually is kind of a spoiler alert for later on in the film. But this movie is really quite excellent. It is truly fantastic, and the reason I say that is because there are a lot of good moral lessons in this film. One of the main characters comes out as kind of a father figure, and he comes across as sincere, particularly with Caitlin at Water Whiz. There's a water park called Water Whiz, and he's a very charismatic guy. He's really cool, and he likes to make people laugh. He's funny, and he's likable. He's quirky, and I've kind of reminded him of myself when I see this character. I think, yeah, this guy and I are exactly alike, except for the fact that he reveals something about his character that wasn't a problem in my life, and I'm not going to say what that is. Anywho, I give this movie 5 stars, hands down, 2 thumbs way up. And I highly recommend it. If you want to see Steve Carell in a different role, if you've never seen him before, and he just plays a character that you will absolutely loathe. And when he gets his comeuppance, you want to think, well, this was going to happen to you sooner or later, dude. Sorry. I'm not really sure what else to say about the movie other than it's just, it'll warm your heart. And I actually cried when I saw it because, there's a scene between Duncan and Owen that's very sweet, and it's so very endearing, and it almost brings a tear in my eye thinking about it right now. It's that powerful. And it's funny. It is a funny movie. It is just so tremendous. And I know it's done by an independent company, but that's more reason to see it. And it's just such a sparkling example of what can come from an independent company. And soundtrack is excellent as well. I love the soundtrack, especially the song at the end. Go where the love is, go where the love is. I love that song. I wish I had the chording for that, because that would be terrific. It's just a tremendous song, and it's just very lighthearted, and just makes me want to sway, and it just brings a smile on my face, and just makes you feel good. And that's why I really like this movie, and that's why I definitely recommend it, especially if you're interested in seeing Anna Sophia Robb in a different role and all these different characters, and just a good solid moral lesson. All these moral lessons involved, and sincerity is the main theme, as well as love transcending borders, and new beginnings, and how new beginnings can be actually a good thing. And even though they take you in directions you never thought possible, they're transformative, and that's what life is all about. It's an adventure.